Hi, Alexandra Butyuk here, your GTA Realtor with Keller Williams Neighborhood Connecting People. And today it is my honor to have my first man interviewed, Taras Kulish. We know Taras as a lawyer in Ukrainian Community. And last event where I met Taras was his own Knowledge Cafe, organized, completely planned, organized by Taras with help of a lot of people, a lot of organizations, and I was thrilled on the event. It was amazing. The quality of people that Taras is bringing together, the organization of the event, the price of the event, and the quality of information provided was amazing. I was really happy to be there, and I decided we have to know a little bit more about Taras and what he's doing in his work and in the community. So why would you do the Knowledge Cafe?
Well, no, thanks very much for having me on, and it's really an honor to be the first male to be speaking to your viewers. So the Knowledge Cafe is something that we've been starting as a knowledge series, and we've been doing these annual knowledge series events since 2017, and the first two, 2017 and 2018, they related mostly towards churches, charities, not-for-profits, and so we were targeting board members, executive directors. We wanted to give them a lot of knowledge, a lot of information about running a charity and what are the laws and what sort of tips and traps they had to look out for. And so when I did this, we first of all, the success formula, what we did is we have three organizations who are our partners. So there's Suspilna Sluzhba, the Ukrainian Canadian Social Services. We also have the Bar Association, so the lawyers, which is UCBA, and the UCPBA, the Professional Business Association. So those are our three partners. I'm the main organizer, but I have an organizing committee from each of these organizations, and they work tirelessly with me, and the main people are Ansa Matyuk, who's the right now past president of the Suspilna Sluzhba, and Alex Tarayev, who's a financial advisor in the community. And so when we did the last events, we saw lots of older people, and we were saying, where are the young people? And we wanted to create an event that would help to train the next generation of leaders
and connect, I guess,
connect
right?
People, absolutely.
It was a huge networking event.
Yeah, so we didn't want to just have an event where people are sitting in theater seats and they're being talked to and they're being fed and they're being given information. We wanted something that was really dynamic and interactive, and so we came across this Knowledge Cafe formula, and really what it is you have a speaker introducing a topic, but then the beauty of it is that at small tables you have people continuing the conversation and talking about their personal experience and their beliefs and what do they think it means to be a leader. The topic here was leadership. And so we had three amazing speakers from the community. First of all, Andrei Samatyuk, who's an immigration lawyer. He set it all up by giving a terrific presentation about, what is leadership? Who are the best leaders in the world? And, Mahatma Gandhi, Mother Teresa, but he even said, the best leader in the world was Jesus, who said to his disciples, come follow me, and they did. That's what a leader is. A leader is you want to follow that leader. But in order to, have a leader, you need to have mentors. So we need in our community to spend time, and this was one of the big messages that I gave, is spending time with people. just like we're doing now and we've done in the past to connect.
Yes.
And just, you know, having, so the next phase of the Knowledge Cafe is we're going to, we're creating some workshops, but we're also going to create a mentorship cafe, which is going to be every month or every 2 months, we're going to have small groups get together and discuss certain topics. But we will have, you know, a sort of a mentor, a senior mentor, or it doesn't have to be too old, but somebody who's got a bit more experience, and a group of people from these knowledge cafes who've said that they want to participate,
Absolutely.
they want mentoring, and people are just crying out for that. They want to learn, and a lot of people in our community have, you know, we have lots of terrific entrepreneurs who've come to Canada within the past 5 years. A lot of my clients are in that category. People who have a terrific educational background from Ukraine, and also, you know, maybe some amazing business experience from Ukraine, and now they're coming here, and so, like any new immigrant, it's hard to figure out exactly where things are. That's another reason why we do these knowledge cafes, is to connect people together. You know, myself, I lived abroad in Europe for 3 years, in Switzerland from 2011 to 2013. And believe it or not, you know, when you go to a new country, everything is new. And so coming back to Canada afterwards in 2014, I really understood, oh, this is really what my parents went through. And
That's
this
right.
is what all the new generation is going through. So it gave me a much, much different perspective, and I think it allows me as a lawyer now to help clients who are startups, technology startups, and starting up businesses.
So this actually very well relates to what you do at your work, at your practice as a business lawyer.
Yes, it's true. I mean, I'm really as a business lawyer as well. People come to me with you know, with different problems, or situations they want to set up a new business, and because of the network that I have and that I've developed over, you know, many years of practice, I'm able to connect people, and so that's part of the, you know, the value add, and I think that's what you know, the philosophy of, for instance, Suspilna Služba is really to care for the community. UC PBA, the P's and B's, the Professional Business Association, I'm a member of that, and we want to connect, you know, business people together and help everyone to sort of grow and rise up. So that's what we're trying to do.
So besides business law, I know that you're also doing patent lawyer.
I do trademarks, and so trademarks is different than patents. That's actually one of the areas of intellectual property that I don't do, but in the patents, in the trademarks, it relates so much to, you know, the identity and the goodwill of a business. Because if you're going to start a business, you've got to think of, you know, your name and your design and all of those aspects. And, you know, myself, I'm a bit of the black sheep in my family. Everyone in my family is musicians or artists, and so I went into law. But I think, you know, trademarks is something that's attractive to me because it's a little bit more artistic. And, you know, when we talk about designs, I'm able to give a little bit more input into my clients, into the direction they want to go. So that's a bit of a, you know, of a value add, but that's also sort of why I went into the trademark area.
One more big sphere where you put your energy in is another venue, another organization, which is Hope.
Right, yes,
And
Hope Provide of Canada.
I wanted us to touch upon of this because I think it's a very valuable to people in Ukraine and specifically kids. Can you talk a little bit more what you're doing there and what this organization is
Okay,
about?
sure. No, thank you so much. I have been involved with Hope Provide Canada and the Hope Worldwide International organization for nearly 20 years, and have been doing work with other countries. Whenever there was a disaster, let's say in Haiti or the Philippines or Ivory Coast, they had a civil war there, we would raise a certain amount of money and we would do different projects. So I learned how to do international projects on a board level and as a charity through my experience. And I had some great international mentors who taught me a lot of things. One of the things that I was taught was, in the event of a natural disaster or a man-made one like a war, it's the children who suffer the most, and it's also the children who receive help the last. And so I had understood that if we're going to help in any country, we've really got to help what is called the psychosocial needs of children. And so when the war in Ukraine came about, and 2014 and the occupation of Crimea, and then in Donbass, it was on the back of my mind. I was thinking about it, and then in March 2015, I really literally woke up one day and I said, it's time. It's time to put my experience that I've had, let's say, in creating a program in Haiti or helping in the civil war in Ivory Coast, to good use in Ukraine. And so we put together a program for trauma therapy for children, and so we have been helping in the various areas where the families have had to flee. So they're not called refugees because they're within the country. They're internally displaced people. So we have been helping the children there. We've been training trainers. But now in the past year and a half, we're focusing more on what's called the gray zone. So the area, that's right around the fighting and where people are still living, where children are affected, where there's bombs that they're hearing every day, and there's risk of being, hit by sniper fire. So we run programs, several month-long programs in those areas, but we also work with those children and take them out of the area, let's say for 4 or 5 weeks, and we give them a rehabilitation camp. It might be in Karpate or outside of Kyiv, and this really helps. Another thing that we're doing, which is super important, is providing therapy actually to the therapists who still live in those areas. And so we give them recovery camps, and we help with their
issues that they're going
issues and rehabilitation as well. So these are huge areas that we've been working on, for the past 4 years. The project is continuing. We have support from some private foundations in Canada, but also support from the Ukrainian Community, including the Ukrainian Credit Union, which has been supporting these programs every year, and we're very grateful for support from those sponsors.
How can we as a community help you support projects like that, whether that's the Knowledge Hub or Knowledge Cafe or Hope? How we can help?
Well, there's lots of ways that people could get involved. I think one of the big areas, as I've said, is time. Is simply committing to spend your time in an organization that benefits the community, with the Knowledge Hub and the Knowledge Cafe. When you hear about it, come out. It's going to be worth your while, definitely, to attend. You're going to learn a lot, but you'll also meet a lot of people, and it creates a certain synergy. So coming out is one area. We're looking for volunteers as well to help us. It's a lot of organization to put these events on, but if everyone does their part and contributes their skills, from the last Knowledge Cafe, we had a whole bunch of new young entrepreneurs coming up to us and saying, I want to get involved.
Absolutely.
So we're really, really happy about that. And then for Hope Worldwide Canada, if you want to get involved in that, you can contact me, and I'd be happy to. If you want to donate money, that's tremendous. But we also run into people in the medical field who we're connecting them with our colleagues in Ukraine, because they might be able to offer seminars. So there's all kinds of ways. If you feel, really, I believe that you have to listen to your voice, and you have to listen to that voice that comes from God to hear what is, the thing that you were meant to do.
Absolutely.
And then if you feel that you're connecting with something that I'm saying, then get in touch with me. There's all kinds of ways to get in touch with me. Everyone, people know me, and we can have a coffee and chat about how you can get involved. So I'd be happy to hear from any one of your viewers, your listeners who wants to do something more for the community. And so thank you very much for reaching out to me.
Thank you. And I once again want to say, besides all this huge work, Taras is a lawyer, and Taras is doing business law, trademark law, and charity law. So if you have a question in any of these, he'll be happy to help you. And reach out if you want to help with any social projects that Taras is involved. Thank
Absolutely.
you so much.
Thank you so much.